up, you guys? Marty Schwartz here of Marty Music. Thank you so much for the continued support by subscribing right here to Marty Music. I really appreciate that. This is a whole new venture, and I'm excited for all the new lessons and new exciting things I have planned for you guys. And with that, we're going to add a new lesson to the list of cool songs that we're learning. And this is Foo Fighters' Hero, which I've had a lot of requests for. And you can leave your requests right in the comments below. Really appreciate that. You can check out martymusic.com as well. But anyway, let's zoom in and break down this great, awesome rock song that's got it's inspiring and it's really cool. So I think we'll have a lot of fun. It's right in standard tuning. Just need an overdrive pedal maybe for some distortion. And that's it. So let's get to it. Here we go. All right, so I'm going to teach this with kind of more of a clean tone, just so we can pick the notes out. People ask all the time about my amp settings. I have my EQ just at 12 o'clock. And pretty much always it's set the same way with a clean tone. And then I augment with pedals. So I'm using an overdrive pedal in that intro with the distortion turned almost all the way up. And just rocking out. That's the tone. So starts with the drum beat. It's in the key of E. No drop D tuning, which Foo Fighters do a lot. This one's standard tuning. And obviously Foo Fighters have 3 guitars, sometimes even more layered. So I'm going to give you the juiciest stuff. And hopefully you dig it. So we're going to start with this little lick. And so my middle finger's on the 4th fret of the B string, and I'm bending it up a half step. Back down, and then open. And the whole time, the high E is with that. And then a rock and roll slide down. You got the distortion on. And so I'm also letting those jangle out, the B and the high E. You do the rock and roll slide. It's basically just pick a spot, hit it, and then slide down. And so the bulk is you take an E chord, an E major chord, and the way I like to do it, we turn it into a power chord by muting the G string right there with our index finger. So you play a full E chord, but the G string's muted. And that gives you more of a rock and roll chord that's great for distortion. A cleaner, distorted chord when you mute what's called the third of the chord. So we kind of have the low E in there. Boom, da, do, da, da, do, da, da, do, da, da. You can strum the whole thing because none of the notes are going to be bad. But it's kind of rocking out with that. So I'm going ba, E, 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 C sharp. And here's what we can do for the C sharp. Like I said, there's 3 different guitar parts going on that are kind of playing this together. But I think the best thing would be you have the C sharp power chord. 4th fret on the A string. 6th fret on the D string. And then you can double up and add the root an octave up right here on the 6th fret of the G. So you have this. But what they're doing, and I believe the bass is playing this as well, is they're playing a G sharp in the bass. And these are these kind of imitate drop D sounding chords, kind of like. So really, ultimately, it ends up being 4, 4, 6, 6. And we call that C sharp over G sharp. So G sharp's in the bass, but it's a C sharp power chord. The B and the high E are muted by my index finger rolling across it. So here's what we have so far. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. You could do all down. Typically in heavy rock, more down strums than alternate strumming tends to be the common thing. I'm not a super heavy metal kind of heavy rocker guy. I'm more comfortable with my alternate strumming, but it's basically bum da 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 da. And at the end, I'm going to crank my distortion up so we can, play along together at the end. But for right now, we're just learning it. So there's a lick now. And so we're going to hit 2 times on the 2nd fret of the low E. Then we go to the 4th of the A. Then we go to the 2nd fret of the A string. Then I'm going to the 4th fret of the low E, so. After I hit that 4th of the low E, I go into an A power chord. Open A, 2nd, 2nd. So from the top. Rock! Lick. Now we're at the verse where the vocals are, and there's 2 predominant things going on guitar-wise. One is the same rhythm. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? But there's something else going on, and it sounds like this. So that's another guitar line that's playing along. And I saw Dave Grohl talk about how they have the guitar parts emulating, a drum beat. So one guy's kind of doing rhythmically what a kick drum would do. One guy's doing what a snare would do. One guy's doing what a hi-hat would do. And that's not like an exact science for them, but that's how they think of the 3 guitars joining together. It'd be like a drum kit. And we all know, actually, I hope we all know that Dave Grohl was the drummer in Nirvana. I have seen funny memes where it's like, whoa, Dave Grohl looks like the drummer from Nirvana. That's crazy. I think that's really funny. Okay, so here's the lick. It's going to keep, we're thinking of it as the 5th fret of the B string, but each time the little phrase starts, it slides in, and you can plant your index finger on the 4th fret of the B string. So it's 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So if I said 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, the 4 and is, you can think 4 and is the 4th fret. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and then we're going to hit 1 time. This is going to be planted. We're going to hit 1 time on the 5th fret. So 1 and 2 and then we do it again. 3 and 4 and so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 then it repeats. It just goes one tiny little thing different at the end. So when it repeats, it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and it goes back to the fifth of the B. And then it starts over. That's it. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 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 so that's going over the So what happens is we hit an A power chord, 1 and 2 and, then index on the first fret of the D, and the octave of it is the fourth of the B. And so that move stays. The index finger is muting the G string in between them. So you should only hear those two notes. No middle string in between them, muted by the index. So we go 1 and 2 and 3. So this shape stays, and you can just track one finger because this is always going to be the same distance up. So it's 1, 2, 4, then the A power chord. 1, 2. Then we got to do a new thing for the second one, which is 4th fret on the A and 6th fret on the G. But those are octaves as well. So check it out. A, 1, 2, 4. A, 1, 2, 4 on the A string, 6 on the G. Then, the similar thing, but with an E power chord now. Same move here. 1, 2, 4. E power chord. Now 4, 6, 1. So that last one. E, 4, 6, 1. Here's the whole thing now of the chorus. A, 1, 2, 4. A power chord. 1, 2, 4 on the A, E power chord, 1, 2, 4, E power chord, 4, 6, 1, A, 1, 2, 4, A, 1, 2, 4 on the A, E, 1, 2, 4, E power chord, 4, 6, 1, then the lick I taught you earlier. So that gets you through all the parts of the song, and the song ends, I believe, with the, ends with that lick, I believe. I think. Let's all listen to it together and remember. So there's another little lick that's just very similar to that intro lick, but it's a little different. So it goes. So it starts like that, but then it goes. But I'm not, for whatever reason, instead of bending this fourth fret of the G string up a whole step, I just like sliding it up. So you got this then. You're not going to hit the open B from there. So it's that fourth fret B. You roll your ring finger over and immediately slide it up. Slide it up a whole step from 4 to 6. And you can get the open, at least the open B to ring out with it. So that lick. And those are all the parts. So I'm going to crank the distortion and just play through the parts for you as a little recap, and I hope it helps. All right, there it was, Foo Fighters' Hero from special requests from lots of you followers, and I really appreciate you guys following me right here at Marty Music. So thanks again. Be sure to leave your requests or any other comments below, and I will check it out. And can't wait to see you again real soon. So take care, and see you later.